obviously when it comes to the attacker, like Mateus Franca, I believe he's back. So I would say you've got either the option of starting him or starting Eddie Nketiah. I would be so surprised if Mateta starts this game. And if Mateta does start this game, then that would signify to me that Palace want to win this game. Glasner wants to win this game, and I don't know, maybe the FA Cup, they think there's more than enough time to recoup, recover, and all of that good stuff. But it would be a risk. It would be a big risk. Hey, it's me, half-time hooks, Hokage of the village. And I've been doing a bit of digging. And 52.5% of you that watch me aren't subscribed to the village. Yeah? So, how's about you click that subscribe button, help the village grow, help us hit our targets, and enjoy the wonderful time that we share here together. Hope to see you soon. Peace. So Arsenal play Crystal Palace tonight at 8 p.m. under the lights at the Emirates. Yeah? And it's the final game of the game week. You know, there was 2 extra games this game week, and I'll be honest, I don't really care about this game. Like, I fully expect Liverpool to go and beat Tottenham in their next game, and that will secure them the title. So I don't really think that Arsenal are playing for much in this game, aside from momentum, maybe keep the positive vibes going. We've won our last 2 games. If you look at it in terms of like our last 4 games, we've won 3, drawn 1. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like maybe the only thing Arsenal are really playing for is momentum to go into that first leg tie against PSG in the Champions League. And then also on the flip side, I don't even really think that Palace care about this game. Do you know what I mean? Like, they'll probably see this game as like it just came at the wrong time. Do you know what I mean? They're probably kind of annoyed that they've had two games this game week when they're now going into, I think on the weekend, their semi-final tie against Aston Villa, I believe, in the FA Cup. So for them, they're probably thinking this is really the wrong time for us to be playing Arsenal. So I think that you will see quite a bit of rotation from Crystal Palace. And if we look at the table, Crystal Palace, they're currently in 12th. Realistically, they're probably going to finish somewhere between 12th. Actually, no, to be fair, between 14th and 9th. They'll probably finish sitting somewhere between those numbers. So then it becomes a question to like Glasner and the players, and even the fans as well, is that do you really care about that? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, really, what is the difference between finishing 9th, finishing 14th, or finishing anywhere between that? Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really matter, to be fair. There's like, what matters now for Palace is, we're in a semi-final. We're in a semi-final, yeah, of the FA Cup. We could make something magical happen. Like, we could go to our first final in God knows how long. We have our first opportunity to win a trophy in God knows how long. Do you get what I'm saying? And I don't even know if Crystal Palace have ever won an FA Cup in their history. I honestly don't know. Someone let me know in the comments below. But if they haven't, to me, I think it's very easy. Like, rotate here. It's away as well. So, even playing your strongest team at the Emirates, where I think at least the last 3-4 times we've played them at the Emirates, we've beat them. Like, you start doing the possibilities and the probabilities, and you start doing the percentages, and you start weighing everything up, and then you're like, you know what? Let's just allow it. Do you know what I mean? Or that is what I would expect. Like, don't get me wrong. Whatever team Crystal Palace put out, I still imagine it to be a tricky game, a tense game. You know, it is 2 London teams going against each other. Usually they're good games. I know the last time we played them, we absolutely put them in a spliff. But outside of that, they're usually very interesting games. There is a lot of history between both the clubs. Big up Uncle Ian. played for both. See, this is where me and Crystal Palace we link up together. Do you know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, I can't imagine that Crystal Palace will really try and go for this one. You know, and then on the flip side, I don't care if Arsenal go for this game or not. I really don't care. Like I'll be so honest with everybody. I really don't care, and I would hope that everyone in the camp doesn't care as well. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, okay, they have to care to a degree because, like, I think if we was to lose this game by a big margin, it could impact our mentality going into the PSG game. But it's like them 50-50s don't go 100. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's not increase the odds of any of our players getting injured. Like, we was very lucky and we dodged a bullet against Ipswich because that challenge from Leaf Davies, yeah, on Saka, diabolical, yeah. But so far, fingers crossed, it sounds like it's all good, yeah. But don't start Saka. Please, Saka on the bench, yeah. Last 25, 20 minutes, if need be, bring him on. If not, say we're winning, say it's 3-0, leave him on the bench, maybe give him 10 minutes to run about at the end just to keep the legs warm going into the PSG tie in it. But I do not want to see this brother starting. If I see Saka start, yo, Arteta, me and you, we're gonna have some problems. Yeah? Cool. So now when it comes to like both teams, you know, I'll be real. I haven't watched too much Crystal Palace this season, but I would expect Dean Henderson to start. There's no real reason. There's no real reason to rotate there. Maybe you'll probably see Mitchell play. Maybe Lacroix or Lacroix. I don't know how I'm not French. You know what I'm saying? Guehi will probably play. The one person that I would probably say might be worth resting, even though he's a bit of a workhorse and has like unlimited stamina and energy, is Munoz. Like, just keep him safe for the tie against Aston Villa. Do you know what I mean? Maybe Dasha Klein there instead. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you save Chilwell for the FA Cup. Do you know what I mean? Chris Richards can't play. He's suspended. So that's probably what I would expect from their back line. When it comes to the midfield, they're probably, I don't know, maybe they will, maybe they won't, but I would personally rest Ismaili Assar and Eberechi Eze. Like, bring them on late in the game. There's no real reason for them to start. Lerma, maybe you dash in there. Maybe Kamada plays. Maybe Wharton plays. He's coming back from, well, he's been on his recovery and rehabilitation back into the first team, coming back from injury. Maybe you want to give him some more minutes. He's probably their best midfielder, to be completely honest. Maybe you keep him in, but who knows? Maybe they just go, you know what? Maybe he can be a second half substitution, which I would fully understand. I expect Romain Esse to get some minutes. Do you know what I mean? Youngster, he's pretty good. The Core, rest him. There's no real reason to play him. Do you know what I'm saying? And maybe give Malcolm Ebiowei some minutes. This could be a good game to give some of their younger, up and coming, rising ballers some time in the first team. So that's just my opinion on the midfield. And obviously when it comes to the attacker, like Mateus Franca, I believe he's back. So I would say you've got either the option of starting him or starting Eddie Nketiah. I would be so surprised if Mateta starts this game. And if Mateta does start this game, then that would signify to me that Palace want to win this game. Glasner wants to win this game, and I don't know, maybe the FA Cup, they think there's more than enough time to recoup, recover, and all of that good stuff. But it would be a risk. It would be a big risk. Like, at this point, Crystal Palace playing any of your like A game players, your stars, your star men, all of that is a massive risk. Now, when it comes to Arsenal, I would fully expect Raya to be in goal. No reason to rotate him. But hey, maybe you want to be nice. Maybe you want to give Neto some minutes, so maybe you just dash him in there. But the last time he played for Arsenal, he was absolutely god awful, and I don't care if we see him play for Arsenal ever again, cause diabolical, Right back, I would go Ben White. I would rest Timber if you do want to give him some minutes second half. But we need to get Ben White back into match fitness. He will definitely play a part in our Champions League semi-final tie, and I can imagine him playing a big part in our final of the Champions League should we make it. So for him to have impact on any of those games, he does need to start getting more minutes in the tank. So just starting from the beginning, I would maintain the partnership between Saliba and Kiwior. Like, obviously they're working really well together, but let's further build that understanding, develop that relationship. There's no real reason to not go with that partnership for the remainder of the season. And I just want to avoid scenarios where they're not on the same wavelength because they haven't had the opportunity to play with each other. Whoa, pause. As much as possible. For example, Kiwior does X because he thinks that Saliba is going to do Y, but Saliba actually does Z, and then now Kiwior's like, oh damn, I look like a mug. You know what I'm saying? So keep that partnership. No real reason to rest either of them. And then left back, I would say Tierney or Zinchenko. I'm fine with either. Do you know what I mean? Maybe Tierney, because then that would allow us to do something a bit more creative in the midfield. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I would say go Tierney. I would rest Miles Lewis Skelly. Um, I would I wouldn't want any injury to crop up with him. I feel like if we lost Miles Lewis Skelly, we would be in such a funnily enough, would be in such a awful place. Like, he is so good. He's been so good for us this season. Give him a rest. Maybe second half at some point you bring him on just to keep the legs warm. Give him some minutes before going into the PSG game. Now, when it comes to the midfield, I do not want to see Rice play in any capacity. In any capacity. I wouldn't even bring him off. I wouldn't even bring him off the bench, personally. I would even go as far to say, you know what, just sit in the stands. I wouldn't even have him on the bench. Like, Rice, rest him. Rest this brother. Giving him that extra day of rest, making him not have to play, could do him the world of good for that PSG tie. My midfield would be Partey. You have to play Partey in the deepest role. He can't even play against PSG in the first leg. He's suspended, so just play Partey here. Do you know what? Yeah, I would either go one of the following. Yeah, Marino in the 8, Zinchenko in the 10, or Zinchenko in the 8 and Erdegaard in the 10, or Zinchenko in the 8 and Wanyeri in the 10. I would go one of those three personally. That's what I would do. But it would be nice to just continue to give Marino a chance. Well, not a chance, but just play him up top. He's going to play up top against PSG. He's playing up top against PSG. Like, he's not going to play in the 9 against PSG. So you might as well keep on playing him there. And then I wouldn't play Saka. I would give him a few minutes at the end, but he's probably going to play Saka, so there's no point even thinking about that side. But if he doesn't play Saka, play Sterling. I would say, this is what I would do. I would go Sterling on the right. I would go Marino up top, and I'll go Trossard on the left. That is what I would do. Give Martinelli some rest. Do you know what I'm saying? Give Saka some rest. And if they need to come on to change the game, that's what the second half is there for. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the lineup. When it comes to prediction, it's kind of difficult because I feel like this will be a very low quality game due to the fact that I think both teams are going to make a lot of rotations. So I don't know how end to end it will be, but we'll find out. And then I don't know. I'm not super confident. We are at home. Maybe I give us the slight advantage. I'll go with a 1-1 or a 2-1. That's what I would go for. So yeah, people, man, let me know what your thoughts are on the game. Let me know what you think's gonna happen in the comments below. Let me know what you think the prediction is gonna be. Comments below. And remember, keep on liking the content, subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys later for the watch along. Peace.